There's really only one thing standing between you and the life you know. Deep down, you're meant to live. It's not money. It's not lack of time. It's not talent, connections, or even luck. It's your mindset. And I want to share a shift in mindset with you that, when I truly embraced it, changed everything for me, almost immediately. It wasn't a motivational quote, some complicated system, or a long morning routine. It was a simple idea. But first, let me tell you where I was. I know what it's like to feel stuck, to have big dreams, goals, and aspirations, but feel like you're just spinning in place. You're tired, not just physically, but mentally. You're exhausted from carrying around the weight of unfulfilled potential, knowing you're capable of more, yet somehow unable to take the steps to get there. You look at your life and think, I should be further ahead by now. You want to build something meaningful. You want to wake up with a sense of purpose, but instead, you feel trapped, paralyzed even, by indecision, fear, and overwhelm. So, what do? You do nothing. And that's what I used to do. I'd sit there, knowing I needed to make a change, but the size of the task felt so massive that I froze. I'd overthink every move. I'd visualize every failure before I even began. And in the end, the weight of that fear would send me right back to scrolling Instagram for the 30th time that day. But then something happened. In late December of 2023, I hit a breaking point. I remember thinking, I can't do this anymore. I couldn't continue waking up feeling empty, waiting for something to change, hoping that the life I wanted would somehow just show up at my doorstep. I knew I needed to be the one to take action, but once again, I got overwhelmed. I started spiraling into that familiar place of self-doubt and analysis paralysis. I thought about how long it would take to change my life, how much work would be required, how uncertain the outcome would be. And in that moment, as I reached for my phone out of habit, I remembered something someone told me, probably my mom. Thanks, Mom. It was simple advice. Just take one step every day. That's it. Not 100, not a giant leap, just one step. And the more I thought about it, the more it started to make sense. When we fixate on the big picture, when we constantly stare at the mountain we're trying to climb, it becomes easy to feel like we're never going to make it. The summit feels so far away, and the journey feels impossible. But what if you stop looking at the entire mountain? What if you just look for the next spot to place your foot? That's what I started doing. Every day, I would tell myself, just take one step today. It didn't matter how small it was. Write a paragraph, do 10 push-ups, read for 5 minutes, open the laptop, sketch an idea, clean one corner of my room, call someone I've been meaning to reconnect with. Just one meaningful action. Suddenly, the impossible didn't seem so impossible anymore. It was broken down into something bite-sized and doable. And as strange as it may sound, that small shift in perspective, one step a day, gave me clarity, momentum, and most of all, peace. You see, we often underestimate the power of small, consistent action. We think success requires monumental effort all the time, but in reality, it's the daily decisions, the ones we think don't matter, that compound and change everything. And here's the key insight. The pain of doing something, even if it's hard, will always be less than the pain of doing nothing. Sure, taking action can be uncomfortable. It might be scary, uncertain, and even exhausting. But that discomfort is temporary and purposeful. The discomfort of inaction, on the other hand, is subtle, chronic, and emotionally draining. It eats away at your confidence, your self-respect, and your joy. Doing nothing feels safe in the moment, but over time, it becomes the thing that hurts the most. So I made a promise to myself. No matter what kind of day I was having, I would move forward, just a little, even if I didn't feel like it, even if I wasn't motivated, even if it was just one single step. And some days, I'd surprise myself. I'd feel a little spark of extra energy and take 3 steps instead of 1. That's amazing when it happens, but it's not the goal. The goal is consistency. Now, as I'm writing this, it's February 13th, and I'm proud to say that since the beginning of the year, I've worked on something meaningful every single day. Maybe not in a dramatic, overnight success kind of way, but in a way that's real, sustainable, and honest. I haven't transformed my life into a highlight reel. I'm not suddenly rich or famous or living on a beach in Bali, but I'm no longer stagnant. I'm no longer just thinking about the life I want. I'm building it, one day at a time. Each day has purpose. Each action has meaning. And even if the change isn't instantly visible, I know it's happening. I know I'm changing from the inside out. So here's what I want to leave you with. You don't have to figure everything out today. You don't have to see the whole path. You just have to take the next step. It might be tiny. It might feel insignificant, but it's not. It's everything. Because eventually, those little steps will carry you further than you ever thought possible. You'll look back and realize how far you've come, and you'll thank yourself for starting. If you want to change your life, then change your life. Start small. Start today. Start now.